I'm 43 years old and I don't ever plan to retire. At least not in the traditional sense. I love my job. I've built up a career doing the things that I enjoy, gaming, Lego, travel, and sharing it with all you lot online. Why would I ever want to stop doing that? But just because I don't plan to stop doesn't mean I'm not planning ahead, because life happens and I want to be ready for whatever comes next. And that bit did sound a bit like one of those adverts on daytime TV that also promises you a free Parker pen. I am afraid that whilst watching this video, you are going to have to buy your own pen. I read The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss about 15 years ago, and it completely changed my life. I should probably make a video on that at some point. It's what gave me the confidence to quit my day job all those years ago when every sensible adult I spoke to told me that I shouldn't. And I've also always liked his idea of mini retirements, taking regular breaks throughout life, doing work that feels meaningful and enjoyable, and not saving up all your fun for the end of your life. And that's pretty much how I live now. I don't separate work from life. They're kind of the same thing. And I hope that continues well into my 60s, 70s and beyond. But I am realistic. I know I might not always be physically or mentally able to work. So my retirement planning isn't about quitting work. It's about financial security, creating the option to slow down if and when I need to. So what does that look like in practical terms? Well, I pay into a self-invested personal pension, a SIP, every month, and a stocks and shares ISA every month. I've also got some old workplace pensions from previous jobs, including 4 years worth of contributions to the teacher's pension scheme from my time teaching. It's not a lot of contributions, but it is the best pension scheme out there. So definitely all goes into the pot. My aim is to build things up so I could, if I really needed to, start drawing income from my investments in my early 60s. But ideally, I won't need to touch anything until I'm 70 plus. The idea is to do enough to make sure we don't end up homeless if I can't work, but keeping the option open for me to work as much or as little as I want in the meantime. One of the big perks of being a content creator, especially on YouTube, is the back catalogue. Every video I've ever uploaded still earns me money. Even during the 2 years I didn't post at all on this channel, I still got around £500 a month just from old videos ticking away in the background. So even if I ever do have to slow down or stop altogether, the work I've done now theoretically keeps working for me. And that's kind of a retirement plan in itself. It is one that it would be bonkers to rely upon, especially as someone who's lived through 2 adpocalypses and a cancellation of the game I make most of my videos on. So I know YouTube money can disappear at any time and shouldn't be completely relied upon, before everyone tells me in the comments, but you know, it's still an extra nice little bonus to have as well. Now, my biggest mistake when it comes to all this retirement planning is not starting earlier. If I'd put £100 a month into a stocks and shares ISA from the age of 18, I'd be sitting on well over £100,000 right now. And that would compound into over £1 million by the time I retired without me needing to lift another finger. But I didn't do that. So now I'm playing catch up, and I imagine a lot of you watching are in the same boat. The good news is it's not too late. You can still build a really solid plan, even if you're already in your 40s or even older. For me, it's about balance. I don't want to put every spare penny into retirement accounts and miss out on life today, but I also don't want future me to be stressed about money. So I'm trying to find that middle ground, investing consistently, but still living a life I enjoy now. And honestly, building that life has always been more important to me than building a massive pension pot. Frankly, it's really inconvenient for my little autistic brain to not know exactly how many years I'm going to live for. I'd love to be able to plan everything out fully in advance so my life savings hit 0 on my last day, and I know I got to enjoy every penny I ever earned without wasting any of it. And for anyone saying, what about your kids? Remember, I have my kids young. If I live into my 80s, they'll be closing in on retirement themselves by the time they receive any inheritance from me, so they really shouldn't be relying on it or expecting anything. They know full well I plan to spend every penny on Lego and leave them to sell the bricks when I'm gone. And that's basically how I am approaching retirement planning as a 43-year-old. A mix of ISAs, pensions, and building work I love enough to never want to stop. If you're planning for retirement too, especially if you're a creator or self-employed, Let me know your approach in the comments. What's working? What do you wish you'd done differently? And if you did find this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you again on Friday for another video. Toodle pip.